It's always on adults, by the way, because of the chat. Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to, like, obviously if I children were in a room or something, I wouldn't say the F word and the B yeah. But I'm an adult and I don't have children in my life, so I expect parents to monitor their children's internet use. I'd advise parents not to have children on the internet, and that doesn't mean you block adults off the internet or like completely isolate your child in a house to abuse them, but they really shouldn't be on the internet. Minors. I don't see any reason a minor needs to be on the internet. We went over this back and forth about people reporting abuse. Okay, so I think we're at the point where we have to just trust God to deal with it. Like people are just too sick online to let children on the internet. So, um, like clearly, if you're an adult and you went to someone's live stream, you could let your child watch it. That's up to you as an adult, but they shouldn't just be logging onto computers and there's just disgusting stuff all over YouTube. There's nasty, nasty people that have taken over all the social media platforms, just preying upon people, or they think they are because they're in a containment. But in the past, they clearly were doing that. Okay. Like pretending to be people that know you and stuff, and it's just terrible. So, anyways, "Don't Let 'Em Fool Ya" is from Eddie Murphy. I think it's Delirious. So, I guess if the adults I know I haven't seen it in years, so please don't send me letters. One of them's called Delirious and one of them's called Raw. So is it from Raw, not Delirious? I was thinking of the outfit from Raw and I said Delirious. He's just talking about women going to the islands on vacation and well endowed dudes walking along the beach. Like your woman goes on a vacation and you know that's she's getting scooped up by some dude with the big, huge penis just walking around. Don't let him fool you. Like, so if you, yeah, that's what I was talking about when I go, don't let him fool you. But it doesn't mean I'm talking about penises. It's just that's what it's from. I don't know what song he's talking about. All I know is Eddie Murphy. I don't know what song he's talking about, if his song exists. Then Brian Buchanan would go, "That's me. Yeah, that's me. I'm Don't Let Him Fool You. Yeah, that's me. That's my song. Don't let him fool you." Remember that thing with the puppy? Oh my God. With the puppy with the duck? Oh my God. Okay, can you do that with the turkey? Anyways. Now it's on Subway, the foot longs are on. So, anyways. Cindy, can I see him? No, I don't think that's a good idea. They looked at me and I went, You'll see him at the services." Like, didn't I tell you his pants were down? Why would you want to see him? I know, just whoa. Belly down. I know, just whoa. Just the person died on a toilet. Yeah, like give the guy some self respect. Jesus Christ. You'll see him in the casket with clothes on. I don't know. I don't know if it's weird or not. Yeah, I don't know. Just I don't know if I would say that or not. Maybe I would say it. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not used to people dying. I don't have a lot of that in my life. Yeah, so I hear about it when I go out to Quincy, and then it's so weird because I'm hearing about it so much later. Last summer was so weird because nobody could actually tell me anything about Brian. So when I go back there, eventually the topic is going to have to come up, right? Okay, just I guess after 8 months, it wasn't something to go. Did you ever hear anything about Brian? So I don't know if it was just, that's why I said, to me, it seems like they've seen him and they just don't know that I don't know about it. I wouldn't have a way of knowing about it. I don't know if it was on Facebook. Yeah, I don't have a way of knowing anything about Brian. Like, I'm stuck in a time warp from August of 2023 when no one knew where he was or what happened to him, and they were telling me he died with no really reason to be saying that. And then I asked Scott on the Quincy police, and he said he hadn't seen him. And he goes, he's probably in lockup. Right. Because you go, there's no obituary. I just checked about 3 weeks ago. I know you go, well, it's not really their fault. They didn't really have my telephone number if they've seen him. If they haven't seen him, then you go, I don't know. Maybe he went into recovery then and he just isn't going to contact people. Yeah, obviously there's a concern that he could be dead and someone buried his body somewhere and it wasn't found because he doesn't have a family looking for him. Yeah, that's a concern, but I'm sure it's going to come up eventually. Yeah. I don't know if they'd think of that as soon as they saw me. You'd have to remember what was going on in August and that you haven't talked to me or seen me since August. It's okay if people forget things. That's what I'm saying. We're going to find out if Mike knows who Jeremy is. Right. Just, well, it has to do with your own life. Like, say that he just met that dude one day. Okay. And then he never saw him again. He wouldn't be expected to remember him. So don't freak out yet. It's just, he was there on the bicycle. He was on a blue bicycle, skinny guy, like buzz cut, white guy, drug addict. Okay. And then he wasn't typically around. I think he came from the Ave and he knew Brian apparently, and he knows Derek because Derek wasn't usually around either. I guess he went into the shelter one night. Okay. But he wasn't usually around either. Okay. So that's a different group of people. I said that from the shelter people. Mike's not really a shelter people. He was in the shelter, but he must have been outside or something at that time, right? Okay. And Jeremy mentioned that he was hanging out with people and someone ransacked his shit and stole his phone. And he said the word Vanessa like he had been hanging out with her. So, right. Does Mike know Vanessa? I didn't say that. Yeah, he just goes, I haven't seen him. He didn't say, I don't know. Sorry, I don't even know who you're talking about. Like, me, if that happened to me, I'd go, do I know them? Like, did I forget a person because I don't know who you're talking about? That's probably what I would say. It can happen. I'd go, yeah, I don't, that's not ringing any bells with me because I mentioned the time too, but why would he remember that? Certain things are significant to me because of Brian. And it was like the last time I was out there. Yeah, so certain things are significant to me. Whereas after 8 months, but you might, if you haven't seen me in 8 months, then you would remember that time because you haven't seen me since August. Yeah. I don't think I had seen Allie last time. Yeah. She looked good, actually. That's her regular self. She didn't look. She remembered me, so whatever she's been doing. Yeah, because why would she remember me? You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I would say that so far she seems fine, her cognition. I would remember her because of Alex. Yeah. Duh. And because of Lupus Mary, like that was weird stuff going on back then. I don't mean to bring it up to her, just sometimes people want to forget shit. I've been sober a long time, so I'm lucky in my life. I don't have things like that. I don't know. Would people think I'd say that about Brian? I wouldn't. I wasn't drinking then. I know you go. No, I was sober. Yeah, was I supposed to go? Oh God, don't even remind me about that terrible thing. No, he might if he was living. Even if he wasn't sober, he would probably say that. I shouldn't say he'd probably say that, but he could. If he wasn't sober and he said that, I'd say he was lying. But if he was sober and said that, then he's probably being truthful about it. Some of these people, they probably have to avoid places they hung out because they know that they're fucking bastards. And just in order for them to move on, like any of them that have been like that and they know they're cold hearted, they just can't be around where they were, people, places, and things. If they're trying to be a new person, it's too much. Right, it's too much to have to face all these people that you fucked over. It's really not even, it goes beyond people you had sex with. Just some of these people, just they'll rob people and con them and stuff. And so, in order for that to move on, they can't be around those any of it. I mentioned it to Brian the night that he asked me for my phone number. I said, if you went into some sort of recovery, I don't think any of us would ever see you again. I go, maybe not even me. So you hope, yeah. I mean, if people haven't heard from him, I would hope for the best because, especially if the cops haven't gone, yeah, we found out. Yeah, I would think within what, September, October, right? They would have gone, yeah, they found him and da 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 da, and his family was notified or whatever. Usually they tell the shelter, but that might have changed. I mentioned that to them at the time. And George said that they found out about someone that died through word of mouth, but you found out, right? Because the cops probably made sure you know. Yeah. And there was probably an obituary once you looked it up, right? Tom Kent's isn't there yet. At least they're the one I looked it up. It probably takes a while. She was talking about an obituary, so not within the first week, maybe, but as the months went on and I kept looking and looking and looking, there was nothing for Brian. You have to assume he's not dead. Yeah, unless he, like I said, unless he was a homicide and someone buried him somewhere. So you would hope after this much time the person would admit it. It came up after Tom died because you go, see how quickly people started calling people and telling them? Right. When a person dies, you call someone, right? The cops or an ambulance. I can't see, even if you were partying with someone, I would think you go, oh my God, and then you immediately call someone, right? I hope no one ever feels like they can't do that. I mean, obviously, that's not what this is, but I would hope nobody ever feels like that because it would make compound the problem. And that, yeah, you look like murderers because eventually God's going to force you to admit it to someone. Isn't that usually how it goes? If you don't die yourself, God will force you to admit it to someone that you killed someone. I just have that sense. You hear about it so much. Okay, so they're having tornadoes in the south. Why do they keep taking vacations that don't please? I know they said Florida, and it's going to trigger conversations that have no meaning to me. I think I put my nighttime lights on already, but I haven't lowered the stuff yet because it's still light out. I'm definitely not putting those things up yet until it gets dark. I think that'll be okay for the rest of the time. That's right. I got to bring another screw in here. Someone drilled some kind of window coverings right into the wood. That clearly wasn't Tommy. They've never had window coverings, so it was whoever owned the house probably before they started renting it out. Yeah, I mean, if you owned a house, you don't give a fuck about drilling into your own woodwork. It's your fucking house. That's the beauty of it. There's no damage to the house at all. He was always so worried about it. There's no damage. And they've been here for 2 fucking years. If you're a landlord and you know you've been renting to someone with a dog, like I said, for 2 years, they're going to expect to have to replace this. Yeah. That's why it's so ugly. That's why they let him have a dog, because they knew they had one carpet. They didn't even seem to care about wood floors with the dog, but the dog never goes anywhere. Even in 2 years, that dog couldn't scratch a wood floor. Right? I mean, I don't see any. Yeah, they're not going to have to worry about the security deposit. Yeah, there's no. Nah. It's just hopefully the family will hire a company to clear it out and then clean it or have someone else clean it. They'll be fine. They don't have to worry about that, I don't think, in terms of landlords and yeah, damage and stuff. That's gotta get hung up. That big there. It's starting to get a little bit depressing because they haven't taken the dog yet. Because now it's a whole another day, and you just go another day. What's today? Wednesday? I know I'm already like today's Wednesday, right? Oh, did I check off my day today on my calendar? Okay, so tomorrow's Thursday. I know you just go. She said tomorrow the next day, so tomorrow is the next day. I'm sure I'm probably gonna have to call them again. Just it doesn't matter if it was 3 days ago or tomorrow. You're gonna have that little bit of, but there's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that can be done. So you just go. I wouldn't want to keep the dog anyway. No, you just go. I wouldn't want to keep the dog anyway. I think that God kept the dog alive for Tommy's sake. And you don't know, maybe someone's going to adopt that dog. Stranger things have happened. So, yeah, I feel that God kept the dog alive for Tommy's sake. So he didn't have to bury another dog. I already saw him bury one of his dogs. That big boxer he had to put down because it started foaming at foaming and foaming and foaming. It had something wrong with its lungs. So he didn't have to bury his mother or his dog. When you think about the totality, when people start realizing everybody is dying, you go, yeah, he didn't have to bury his mother or his dog. If you're gonna die anyway, clearly, even if he would had thought of what was happening, which I seriously doubt, I still think he just probably went to black, like I explained, happened to me when I was on lisinopril. And the fear was I came back. Like when you just go to black, you don't have any thoughts. Yeah. Just, yeah, I mean, when you just go, your blood pressure just goes like that and you go to black. I think I got the, because God was probably explaining it to me. It was scary because I came out of it and you go, whoa. Yeah. I don't think he came out of it. I think he just went black and right to the floor. But like, not in a hard manner. That's part of the reason I'm saying it. Like, it took a while. He was after going to black for him to just go pull him. That's my opinion of what happens. And when I was talking about it with Frankie, he was talking too, because that's how God works. And you just go. Sometimes people tell you stuff to try to make you feel better, but sometimes that's what God is explaining it to you, right? So, um, he would have known that his mother was going to be taken care of because of the money, and that Cindy's a nurse. Maybe he would have thought that I would have done it, even though that's not true. But yeah, that's a lot of stress on a person if you thought that you were getting sick. What's going to happen to your mother after you die? Just like people with the mentally retarded children, what's going to happen after you die? I think that's what she was thinking about Tommy. I don't think she was particularly worried about what's going to happen to me. I think she was worried about what's going to happen to Tommy, because she could tell that he couldn't take care of himself. She was doing that for him at her house for a long time. So I think she knew he was mentally incompetent. Yeah, it can be difficult to lose a child, but there's probably a whole bunch of old people going, right? Like if they had an adult child that died because they're mentally retarded, they have a shorter lifespan. Probably. If I had to look it up, they probably do, because God's not dumb. And it's just the whole nature of mental retardation. They're not going to be physically fit. And it seems like they're usually depressed. Some people do good with putting their children into all kinds of programs, which definitely helps. Right. So I told you how both Cynthia and Barbara said something about that pimple on my eye. I know you go, please stop staring at me. It's like when there was like two different women one year that kept telling me I had something in my nose. Stop looking at me. You're freaking me out. Yikes. Dudes don't even notice stuff about me like that. That is, people probably never got that close to Brian Buchanan, so you don't even know what he looks like. I'm not helping myself, but whatever. You can't, yeah. When someone's like that, you're not getting right up on them, right? That's why. They don't want you to. Yeah, they don't want you to. I explained it when I first started going out with them. They don't want you to be up on them. They don't want you to be near them. And it can seem contradictory if someone's a prostitute, but they actually don't want to be. I know. Yeah, you could end up with people like that that become really angry at their Johns too, which is justified, honestly. Just What is it going to take for you to stop coming around here? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to suck because the whole nature of the prostitution I've witnessed, because I didn't know anything about prostitution, but that I've witnessed, um, like there's a confusion about girlfriends and boyfriends. That's why I was warning people about it. And you just go, you do not make me look like a John to people. I'm not a John. If you start going out with the prostitute, obviously don't have sex with them because they have to get well so that they'll stop doing that. Just because I'm not with Brian doesn't mean I didn't learn a whole bunch of stuff from going out with him. That the guy in that video, that's just one dude is like explaining it to you. Probably in not so many words. He might not want to call himself a prostitute, but he's explaining to you the whole nature of those drugs. So I think it's related. It's like related to neuroses. They're probably abuse victims. And they're prostitutes. The ones that don't admit they're prostitutes are just saying that they're having mad sex all over the place. Why? I know you just go, that's nonsensical. And you're doing drugs, you're altering yourself. Okay, so it's a whole big syndrome, obviously. Some people have hypersexuality for mania, and anything is an excuse for what they're doing because they don't want to accept their diagnosis. Some of them swear by they have to take medication, so you have to believe them and support that if they've tried to do other things and it's always the same thing. Some of them, they fight the thing about medication, and it's like a constant battle every time they stop taking it. Like if anyone had known Tommy was doing that, every time they stop taking it, it's good to have a person who goes, right, because they don't get mad at you. You're not saying it like an asshole. If you go, are you keeping up with your medication? Or, okay. Because you'd only say it if they did, something weird and they know that you're their person who goes, it's what? Crazy making? Okay. Some people are doing that. Yep. Some people are doing that. So that doesn't help people that have underlying mental health conditions. So, um, don't have sex with them. Right. They have to go into a program because they'll quote unquote cheat on you. He can't control his urges. He told me that at the hospital. So that's why people go into programs, and that's why I was pissed about what happened. Right. So he can't control his urges, I guess, to ask people for money, which, what is that? I don't think it's just asking people for money. 7. Did I say 7? Peanuts, did I say 7? Go outside again. We'll see if it's getting cold yet. And then we'll start doing the lockdown. I know now I'm gonna start saying it. We'll start doing the lockdown. I think this one's already locked down. Yep, that one's locked down because I knew I wasn't going out again. Why am I reaching for this? Is it that cold already? Is the temperature supposed to drop? I guess we can close this one. See how nice and clean that is? No one's ever gonna know. The landlord probably forgot how dirty that thing was. You want to go outside? Let me lower this thing first. Like I said, I think the people next door might too. Yeah, you just go, I know, you just go, is that a realty trust too? Praise God. I don't know, unless it was someone visiting over there, like I said, you just go, is everybody on the street in a rental? God, fucking retarded. Those people are essential workers too. That's what Tommy told me. That's why I said I hope they're not paying for that fucking oil, and then you expect to have food on a shelf. But they probably are, right? Yeah, the big dumb heads that you tricked into working and called them essential workers, and then went, aha, take away. Good boy. Do the outside. Do the outside. Good boy. There you go. Good job. The outside. Did the outside. Now I'm gonna put the door on lockdown. All right. We did the outside. That stays like that. Then we gotta put these things up eventually. This is gonna go over here. This goes over here. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going out tonight. Nope. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta have a screw. We'll do this one first. I might get cuddled up there in a second. See how I feel. This. Yeah, this was probably one of my warmer blankets too, but since the jog rattled it, I wasn't gonna wear it again, use it again. Okay. Instant window draperies. Getting all ghettoed out right now. I gotta put my what is this supposed to be? Confederate flag up in the thing. People probably just think I'm doing a protest here. not something happened to the blinds. Did I put it the other way last time? It just so happens to have stitching, so I can put it up on this thing, thank God. This one's lighter, so come on now. It just goes right there. It's not damaging her blanket. No worries there. Right, there's like a little string at the top of this. So it sits right on it. It's such a light. As long as you don't whack it, you're all set there. So I know, just at the shelter, I'd be like in bed already. After I shower. And then at the room, I think I was doing it too, but it was winter time. I was in the room from December 23rd till the second or third week of January, just like the hotel. Yeah. So, and then it was only May 17th when I left the shelter. No, you are not coming up in this bed with me. Nope. No way, no how. Mm-mm. No, it's not slow grooming to have me sleeping with you. Just lay down there. No. You like, it's gross. That's why. Because I don't think you've ever had a bath in your life. It's like gross. Even if I thought you were cute and went, I'm just going to let the dog sleep with me till they pick it up. That is like gross. I don't know what is wrong with Tommy, but he probably couldn't smell anything. Now that like the house is sort of airing out more and stuff, you go, you really smell bad, dog. I'm trying to think if he ever did actually recently wash the dog. I keep saying he didn't have a bath, but then it's probably God going, I think he gave him a bath once. That one time in the tub, it looked like completely nasty. I think he actually did give the dog a bath. So I could be wrong. And you just go, how do you smell that bad? Oh yeah, am I supposed to give you dry stuff? I haven't given you dry stuff today, right? That was last night. But I gave you a can, man. I don't want to overfeed you. I think that's how I was doing it, wasn't I? I give you the dry stuff at night and I give you a can, man, in the morning. So I think we should definitely go out one more time. Right? I definitely think we should go out one more time before we go to sleep tonight. And then hope and pray that you don't wake me up that early in the morning again. Right? I did. I gave him both the dry stuff and the canned man. So I know I did it today. So it'll be like tomorrow night until he gets more food. I guess I could move over to the bed. It's only 20 past 7, but didn't wake up pretty early. I grabbed 2 chocolate bars. I know I still have the nectarines. I probably should eat those because it's so much sugar. It's not really good for me, but I guess I'm considering I'm never going to have these things again because you cannot bring food into the shelter. So it's not like going into a room. I don't even have time to do any of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they've ever put anyone in a room that fast, but it's not like, yeah, it's not like the other times where I was going and then there's still my stuff is at someone's place. Yeah, this happened the last time. It's not the first time it's happened, you know. I just bought a liter of water today because I wanted to get soda and I didn't want to carry a bunch of stuff. So that's enough for a day. That's close to 3 liters, and I was like hardly drinking any water. So hopefully I'll feel like I didn't really feel bad today, but I knew I was getting wicked dehydrated. I wasn't eating. I was getting wicked dehydrated. Like I went through a trauma, you know. All right, so this can do. Am I gonna use this right now? Maybe I will. And I need the remote and my Bible. I usually bring the phone over here in the nighttime too. Yeah, I mean, I gave 2 people my phone number, so you never know. Homeless people, middle of the night, who knows? Yeah, definitely not asking Mike out on a date. I think he knows that. I have no idea. He could be like a level 3 rapist or something. Yeah, like I just invited Paul with the DOG back to a house or something. Alright, so it's a little bit early for my home security, I think. Yeah, I think I'll have to reset it. I don't know if I'm going to fall asleep this early. Just get like a little bit more comfortable. It's like a lazy boy chair, basically. It's a hospital bed. She wanted a hospital bed. You know? They give these people everything. It's like, it's not even like I'm kind of against it, but just the atrocity of it is obvious and weird, no? Like I said, because that's a mother. I'm not a mother, that's a mother. And if you're not like that, you're going to work. It's just like a hidden thing that I don't think women realized. And clearly, women are doing it too. It's just different types of women, but you go, did you guys all know? Okay, so you knew that? All right. That if you don't act, if you're not insane and abusive, that you have to work. You didn't know that? They don't let women be single mothers, apparently. No. Nope. In case you thought they did, I mean, it seemed like they did. I don't know why you people hate alimony. Right, you just go, she's gotta work. I think I gotta walk. I think I gotta walk, not I gotta work. She's gotta work. They don't even say that to me in the shelter, you know. They don't really have much to say. They never tell me I have to work. I don't know what they say to the other homeless people? No, they don't. In 13 years, they've never said that to me. Yeah, start dinging the phone after I said I'm not gonna. I know that's not a text message. Yeah. I know you just go, yeah, start dinging the phone because you saw me get comfortable. That's not gonna work tonight. As I typed this and then get up to get the phone because I was gonna get the phone anyway, but just I know. I think it's good for people to be able to hear that. I hope everybody on the planet can see this live stream and just hear that after I was getting comfortable in a blanket. Just like the text from Lifeline. Heads up. Remember that? When I cracked my neck and went, oh, that's good. My neck just cracked right at the base, like it hasn't done that in a while. Text, heads up, you've got to do this, that, and the. Why are you roaming around like that? Get in your blanket now. What's the matter? I said you stuff when you're probably not even took care. What's going on now with the bad dog? I still keep trying to talk to the dog like Tommy did, but my voice is nothing like his, so the dog's probably like, okay, I know you're not him. You don't smell like red wine cigars, and you don't let me sleep with you. He would call him the bad dog. He was always calling him the bad dog. He's getting more sort of rambunctious now. Maybe he was depressed for a little bit or something. The blue envelope program. What the hell? The Ark of Massachusetts. Yeah, good luck. I mean, I haven't heard anything from some landlord about there not being any rent due. Yeah, I haven't heard any such thing, but obviously the police know where I am, just like the 2 months on the ground. I don't have to squat in a house. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to go, what if someone decides to donate me a house? They'll drop off the keys in Quincy. Just like Scott the cop said in 2022. When he goes, yeah, nobody's given up a key. Okay. Yeah, I mean, autism people driving, this is like, oh my God, I guess. I talk a lot, so that's a lot of words. Is that what people with autism do? They just type and type and type and type. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, I could see something like that happening with Brian, but this is the thing. Why is he on drugs and alcohol exactly? Like, just why is he on drugs and alcohol? I was wondering, why do you know Billy? Why do you know this Dave guy? Why did Billy say, "Why haven't I seen you in my building?" Like, I don't know. That's up to doctors to decide if a dude can be married to someone. It has to do with mental competence and understanding what you're doing. But I mean, you sure as fuck can't be a drug addict prostitute. There's no way on earth a person like that is consenting to prostitute himself. Get it? Why does he have that fucking bracelet on his arm? That's what I kept asking people. Yeah, I'm not a rapist. I mean, I even understand stuff like that. That's why I got away from Jen and I went around telling people not to go out with her. Yeah, like I think she understood it, but she backtracks sometimes. They don't understand raping people, even when they're raping them, some of them. Yeah, so yeah, it can be confusing. That's why I said 90 days, and then he understands not to be doing that. I know you just go, I don't know, I could see that with him. And when people are using mad drugs and stuff, because if you know people that you think are probably cognitively reduced, you know they don't talk like they have Down syndrome. Some of them are like integrated well. I mean, I'm doing a lot of loud talking. I don't usually do, but some of them are integrated well, so they talk in an inside voice. They like realize that they're talking real loud. Okay, this is gonna go here just in case. Make sure my ring is on. I had to go to it just in case it's a homeless person. I had to. Obviously, if I was living here permanently, I got to have my phone right next to me. Yeah, because they're homeless people that go, yeah, it's fucking 1 a.m. and yeah, get it? I'm sure they have people they do that with. Yeah. Hopefully, we're well past the time where people have to sneak them into their rooms and risk getting evicted because they're not supposed to have overnight guests. And there's actually people that they know that they can do that with. So, is that why she had a trailer? Well, just make sure she's not a sex offender. That's all. But I know that's what I'm telling you. Even the trailer, because she took the keys to it, you go, Cindy. Yeah, just I'm sure you never know if I go, there's a trailer next to the house. You don't even have to be near me. Get it? Yeah, like obviously now it's the 10th, but that's a week. It's a week from yesterday, a week from today. Right? Just no, it's a week from today. So that was what 2 days ago now. So that would have been like 9 days. That's a lot. When Sandra said I could stay there 2 nights, yeah, Lupus Mary did too. I was like psyched. So because I thought I knew Sandra, and then look what happened. Lupus Mary didn't try anything on me. No, she just wanted money. Yeah, just believe it or not. I know, just not to freeze to death and be able to take a shower and do my hair every quarter I had. Yeah, just like my Snap card at the in Norton. So that's why a lot of them are not going to go into people's places. That's what I said. That's why I'm so frustrated. It's like, yeah, they're probably like, we're a little, I don't know if they'd be insulted, right? They just go, we're waiting for our own place too. Yeah, like that was a pretty mild winter and it's spring now, so maybe they get numb to it. People that set up tents are not like I did with 8 weeks on the ground too, by the way. That's they probably are like, I am not doing that. I washed up every single day and changed my clothes. I was washing out clothes and hanging them up on that stroller. I mean, on that cart. Before I had the cart, you go, Jesus God, what the hell do I do now? Wasn't I using a cup? Yeah. The cup I had like 2 cups usually I could wash with. And then you wash out your underwear and I was using a face mask as a washcloth because I didn't have a washcloth. I happen to have a face mask. And I would just put them on top of a cup, like really discreetly under one of those desks to dry them. Yep, I could get a pair of underwear in that face mask dried in a couple of hours, even in the wintertime inside the library. But then I would also I'd have to occasionally wash out a pair of pants and hang them on the car. No, I don't want to be doing that. It's not. I don't consider that fun at all. Yeah, the second anybody had offered me housing, I would have taken it. That's why I came here. Probably. He probably didn't want to do it, but if he could see me on Facebook, he was probably like, "Oh my fucking God. She's still outside." Like she's kidding, right? She's not she hasn't been sleeping outside, right? 2 months. That was not a it wasn't like Alaska cold, but it wasn't last winter. It was cold. That's why I was in a plastic bag. I slept outside the Dedham food pantry in a plastic bag. If you've been there now, you probably get what I'm talking about. That little delivery area, it looks like a delivery area, right? That's where I was sleeping. Yeah, because if you lay down in there, no one can see you there. So it's actually kind of safe. And it's right underneath, like there's a porch right there where Planet Fitness is. It's right under there. Yeah. And then there's a dumpster, and sometimes the door is kind of left open. So it provides more sort of you're not in total darkness. You can see because there's like a street light. But when you lay down, I don't think anyone can see you there. So who knows if other people have slept there? Right to Star Market until that woman told me I couldn't be in there. That's what I'm saying. Some things are never going to be forgiven. She tried to stop me from washing up and brushing my teeth, and I told her I was evicted from a house in like the calmest of all things, and she just kept screaming at me. Okay, thank you. But yet someone thinks I'm dangerous. So anyway, I noticed the white thing, so I left the mirror there with the things. We went through this in 2021. You go, the Arc of Massachusetts. Okay, like they think it's not the cops, but like people just think it's normal, and then they just keep doing what they're doing. Like, oh my God, it's been going on so long now. It's like, and yeah, if they don't get arrested, that's why God has to kill them. There's no police in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So people have to have more than one fucking house. Okay. We're just waiting for God to kill you guys. Never in a day am I a squatter. Obviously, Tom Kent isn't either. I think he got mentally confused because I remember him talking to his mother and talking to, like, I don't know if it was creditors or something on the phone about she didn't want to actually sell her house though. Remember that? Some business about a check for some amount of money. Does everybody remember that? I don't even know if the check was real. Like, I think he thought that if you didn't cash a check, that you didn't agree to sell your house. And he handed it to Candy or something. I don't think they were going to get any money from their house. I don't know what that was. Yeah. I don't know if it came from Publishers Clearinghouse and he thought it was an actual check. Do you get what I'm saying? Like maybe someone mailed something there and it was like one of those scam things that they send to everybody. Sell your house and we will pay you this, and they don't even own the house anymore. It might have been something like that. I remember he was talking about that woman Megan, that's a friend of Michelle's, refinancing the house. Like they relived a thing the next year. Like it was surreal. I sat there listening to him talking, and I was like, they just did this like a year ago, and he doesn't know he's saying the exact same thing. It was like weird. So yeah, he must have realized it after they left, and then took, yeah, when they actually had to leave, and then he took over his mother's money and stuff. I'm sure he realized it then, but because obviously, how did the woman's mortgage not get paid? People just let it go. People let it go and stop talking about it. And it's like all the other ones. In case people are wondering what's been going on since 2008, right? They don't care that we paid off the banks. Okay. I'm sure the people from Occupy Wall Street haven't forgotten. It's just, I wasn't really part of Occupy Wall Street, but I remember it. Okay. So, um, when you don't just agree to leave your house, they won't give up until you leave. Don't ever get in a squatting war with these people. They're mentally insane. They're dangerous. So the cops, they might have not, the cops might come out and go, we didn't actually arrest the squatters. Okay, we took them out of there for their own safety. It's supposed to be squat jumps. Yeah, it's just really weird. They can't stop converting funny stuff or athletic stuff into bad world things. It's squat jumps, not squat houses. But so from what I can gather, everybody that's sort of insane and aggressive, God is just killing. It's almighty. It's like magic. So if you're insane and aggressive and you own 57 properties and you keep demanding rents and like, yeah, you're like making homeless people re-homeless 14 times and stuff because you don't do anything else. We're just waiting for God to rescue you like they did, like he did to Tom Kent. That's all. Not anybody's gonna do, no one's ever gonna do anything to you guys. Obviously. It's been going on since 2008. I wasn't trying to stop a woman from auctioning a house. That's not what happened. That's not why she was punched in the face. She tried to sweep me, and I have a medical condition. So it's like PTSD. I didn't set out to punch someone in the face that day. I wasn't even planning on going outside, but Barbara Kett went outside and started yelling at them. And then they started heckling her. And she's 100% disabled on a psych. So she was told to get off of the property, and then she tried to sweep me. So I punched her in the face. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, someone who said he was the manager of Walmart kept approaching, advancing on me, going right up into my face, screaming in my face, and following me around a fucking store for no reason. He's mentally ill. I wasn't arrested that time either. That was actually way worse than the chick in front of the house in Dedham. He got punched in the face numerous times, and he still wouldn't stop advancing. I had to sit on the floor to get him to stop attacking me. And he thought I was going to jail too. They can get wicked ill. Never get into a thing with them. So anyway, that was funny. Oh, am I back on the regular Facebook? Is that what that is? Did you put me back on my regular Facebook now? I just noticed it. Someone put me in the internet prison on my phone. Well, sometimes when I report it, unless they're the ones doing it, I think sometimes when I report it, they fix it. I don't know. It's lacking sense to me that they're the ones doing it, but anything is possible. Like they're the ones putting me in the other one. Who is they? None of your business. Yeah, I'm back on Zoe Woody. It's none of your business who they are. This was me 6 days ago. Internet jailer. If you have the opportunity to save yourself by accepting Jesus Christ as your personal savior, please do. Remember that? If you have the opportunity to save yourself from homelessness, please do. I know you go, what opportunity would I have to save myself from homelessness? I know you just go, what does that even mean? Me and the whole entire quote unquote homeless population, which are Holocaust victims. We noticed a new login from a device or location you don't usually use. Okay. I don't know. Probably not. April 3rd. That was the day after Tommy died. I wasn't in Boston that day. No, I was here. So that wasn't me, but you don't need to worry about that. What should I say? Should I just ignore it because I'm back up? They put the page back on. I don't know what the correct answer was. I'm not supposed to stop people from going into that page, right? I leave that up to the people that run the page. That's not my fucking business. It's not my page. I explained it a million times. It's not my fucking page. I can't log people out of it. You don't usually log in from this browser, so we want to make sure it was you. Okay, well, I'm back on, and so just leave it alone. It's not, I don't log people out of Zoe Woody. So I would appreciate if people wouldn't log me the fuck out of Zoe Woody. Okay? Thank you. Because someone did it when I went into Boston. It wasn't April 3rd. No, I did go in April 3rd. I'm wrong. It was. That was a week ago. I'm incorrect. That was the day that I went into Boston. You're trying to say that's why you logged me out of my own fucking page? You're admitting it? How would I be using a different fucking browser, though? That's going to be whoever did it to me is using Chrome. Someone, I know you go, really? It's got to be the fucking military doing that. Please give me a break. Is that like skimmers took my money off my fucking DTA card? Oh, yeah. I watched Sylvia and Joe Smith have a battle war on an internet prison Facebook page in 2022. I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, what the fuck is this? How are you people this sick? I'm not a buffer zone. Yeah, I'm not a buffer zone in your war. It's like I just see comment. It says their name, but I can't see the comment, and they go up, and I can't see any of it. Like they're commenting to each other, and they're blocking each other in an internet prison because they both think that they're moderators, and I'm not even at the time on the internet. I'm in an internet prison, and they're doing it. Um, can I help you guys, or y'all set in there? Why do I need to be in the internet prison on Facebook when I leave this house? Nobody around here is going to harm me. Like, you're the criminals, whoever is doing that. You put me in that page so nobody can see me. That's the one that I can't even look up on a computer. I can't, or my phone. Why are you putting me in that? That, like, you're trying to put me in danger because I went into Boston. Nobody is going to harm me in Boston. I know you go, these people could see me on a live stream last summer. I asked them. I don't know. I mean, for some reason, it's part of your panic because you don't understand what's going on, I guess. Why would these people harm me? Oh God, remember when I first got here and Tommy said something about um oh, now I guess they're gonna know where I am. Yeah, he was he was like tapped. He was probably starting to freak out a bunch of people. Scott told me he had a wicked concern for him. He was talking, Scott, where have you been? You must have been super duper high because that dude has been ill like that for a long time. Yeah, just when I got here, he thought that I think he was pretending. I hope he was pretending. He thought that nobody could see him here. He, you go, how would I swear to God? He goes, I didn't have it. I didn't want anything in my name. I guess now they're gonna know I'm here. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I was like, I'm just looking at him like, it can be weird when because people are so mentally ill. You're just like, oh, someone's typing in a thing. It's like, what are you talking about? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I was just like, you don't have anything that comes in your name to this house. It was weird. Like he kidnapped Barbara Kent. That's what he was like talking like. And the entire time, a court gave him custody of her. He has a bank account. He's the fistuary of Barbara Kent until he died. Yeah, it's just like, what are you talking about? Yeah, just oh my god. And the most recent one is when he goes, oh yeah, he was telling me about how he has TiVo and this and that, and then I'm paying out the nose or something for it. And I was just like, I said nothing to him. And I was like, oh my fucking god, dude. Like I guess it could be possible since I didn't look into their finances. How would that be my? How would I even be allowed to be doing that? Yeah, you just go. Um, all the RCN bills were all in the trash barrel with his like drugs after he was done with them. I am not kidding you. Like, is that a different person that's doing the drugs? Just whoa, yeah. Because they all said Bob Burkett and they were stuffed in a trash barrel. And other bills were stacked up on the floor that said Thomas Kent. I know, just go. So your electric bill in your name? So I think they knew you were here the whole time. Get it? But I wouldn't know that because I never saw any of his bills. I didn't check the mail here. This I was just a guest in a room. He goes, now remember, if anybody asks, you're not on the leash, you're a guest here. And I was like, okay. I know, just what the? I don't know why he didn't want me to know that he was in control of her money. I don't know. Because obviously, maybe did he think I was going to ask him for money? He had to account to the VA everything he was doing. And that's probably why he was so angry. Because I heard him say it to her once. The VA owns you. He was probably pissed because he couldn't access her money. He could, but it wasn't like before. Yeah, I mean, before he was in a house with her where they weren't paying anything. She probably wasn't even paying the water bill anymore. The only thing she was paying was the cable, because I put it on auto pay. Right. She clearly wasn't paying a mortgage. I remember in 2019 when they were camping that she was still writing checks to Candy for $1,000 a month. I don't know if Candy was cashing them or not, but the bank knows. Right. Just that was like before Candy moved out. You would think that would have stopped when she moved out. Maybe it did. But anyways, they stayed in that house from May to the next August, not that August, but the next August. I don't what they did with that money, I have no idea. But there was clearly no electric bill being paid, no, unless she was still actually trying to pay bills. Because she would write a check to him to give me $200 like a month. She did that for, I don't know how long she do that for, a couple of months. And she would have to keep going. Did he give you that money? Because he would probably act like he kept forgetting because he didn't want to fucking do it. Yeah, obviously he didn't want to do it. Oh yeah, this came up today because I had to return a bunch of bottles. Cindy took his fucking cans in a bag. She took them. That's how sick she is. I am not kidding you. She took his fucking empty cans and she goes, "Oh, I'll return those for you and give you the money." And that seemed normal to do. She didn't give me the money. No. I mean, who the fuck cares? It's probably $1. But you go, what the fuck? Yeah, just these people are very ill. I mean, you're in shock, I guess. You do fucked up shit, but just that's your thought in your head. I'm gonna take Tommy's fucking root beer cans. Oh yeah, so I'll return these for you and give you the money. I can't walk to a fucking store with a bag of cans. Aka, Massachusetts. Ay, ay, ay. I'd be better off putting something on my computer and then maybe I'll watch something besides fucking background news noise. I can't focus on that. It's all a bunch of fucking horseshit. But you keep it on, right? Because it's almost like there's another person in the room talking or something. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Like I think I did it when I was at my house, but um, I'm usually have like headphones on, and I'm usually like listening to music when I'm typing on Twitter or Facebook. But that like my usual schedule was get up in the morning, um, go to the bathroom, set up my coffee, wash my dishes, go upstairs. Like one of the new things was the coffee might be done by the time I'm done with my dishes, but because I'd eat my dinner upstairs. Like I after I prepared my dinner, I'd wash like the pans I used to make it before I went upstairs. But then I'd take like my plate or my bowl upstairs. Yeah, like I was like methodical in my schedule. And so the next morning I'd have dishes. So anyways, so I would wake up, go to the bathroom, come downstairs, um, start the coffee first, do my dishes, um, say presumably the coffee was done. Because if not, I'd go up and do this and then come back down again. But say the coffee was done, take my coffee upstairs, um, put the bed back on the rack, fold the blankets, put the laundry basket on the desk, put that white thing that has the handlebars up there, put the laptop on it, and that's like my morning standing. And then I'd listen to music and type, you know. And then sometimes I'd have coffee, then have my soda. Sometimes I do a live stream, then I'd get dressed, brush my teeth, um, and then head out for my walk. Then I take my walk. It's like 2 hours, so I'd leave about 11 or 12, and then sometimes I'd stop at the store after my walk, and then I'd come in, uh, go back upstairs, usually cool down for a little bit, maybe live stream again, then take a shower, change my clothes, um, like obviously, and put the bed back down, get back in the bed, eat, and I'd usually be like either live streaming or typing. And then I do that for hours, and then have dinner. And then usually after dinner, I wouldn't be awake that long. I'd probably be awake like, I don't know, maybe an hour, depending on what I did that day or how much I ate. Then I'd set up like, I would check Pluto. Like recently, yeah, like there wasn't really anything recently I was watching, but that was getting to be like a regular schedule. Do like Pluto TV, or sometimes I revert to like the 48 hours on YouTube, but they have 48 hours. That's right. I realized they had 48 hours on Pluto. But honestly, as soon as I put that stuff on, I would turn the laptop so the camera couldn't watch me, and I would just fall right to sleep. Like when I decide I'm going to bed, I literally fall like right to sleep. So yeah, like I'm not too happy about waking up at 4:45 in the morning. So yeah, and then was it the night before that with the blanket? It's been 2 nights. This 2 times this dog has woken me up. Yeah, it's like not good. I'm glad there's no dogs in the shelter. I don't have trouble sleeping, no, but sometimes when people wake you up like that, it's hard to fall back to sleep. Like 1:30 a.m., you're probably gonna fall back to sleep. Like it might take you an hour, and you just go, "Oh my God, why is this happening?" But 4:45, I had a feeling I wasn't gonna be able to go back to sleep. Yeah, it's too close to my regular wake up time, but say that happened up in the room. Clearly, it couldn't be the dog. Say that something woke me up, like Tommy and Barbara, because they would do that. They'd be up all hours of the night, and they talk like extremely loud, like they yell when they're talking. So it might be because they have the TV on so loud, and they don't listen to each other when they're talking. I don't know if that's why, because yeah, I don't usually talk this loud, so I don't know if it's kind of like related to whatever was going on down here, and like the TV makes you talk louder or something to talk over it. But I don't think he was yelling like that when he was talking to me. But they would yell at each other, but he would be like talking, and then all of a sudden you would just hear her scream, "Shut the fuck up." Yeah, like I don't know what he was saying to her. Even though he was talking loud, I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm up in a room most of the time with headphones on. So I don't know if he was just talking like weird stuff, or she was just done listening to him after 3 years of it. And if you get down to the nitty gritty, it's really like 4 years, because he basically kidnapped her from that house in 2019 when they went camping. After I went to Albuquerque, I guess this happened. Um, I went to Albuquerque, and I don't know if Candy went on a vacation or something. And so he ended up with her, and they were at campgrounds and stuff. That's how I ended up camping with them when I came back from Albuquerque. I was in Quincy. I was living in Quincy. So something happened while I was gone where he basically kidnapped her. And when I was camping with them, she kept saying, "Why am I not at my house? You got to return me to my house and stuff." Like, so, anyways, it was weird. I think they actually shut off her card to force him to return her to the house. That's why he dropped her off there. That's what I figured. I figured he dropped her off at the house because he couldn't access any more money. She told me they both had Lyme disease. Yeah, I'm not sure I believe that. I didn't believe it at the time. She told me they both had Lyme disease, and then I was thinking in my mind maybe that's how she ended up back here. But anyways, so basically from 2019 to a week ago, I think she was done listening to Tom Kent talk. That was a long few years for her. I don't think she enjoyed it. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That was like 5 years of her life. I don't think she enjoyed it. Just the constant yelling and stuff. He's not Tom Kent. He's Tom Kent the third and stuff. Just it wasn't the goodest relationship. It was different when she was living in a house with him and other people, not living completely alone with him. So sometimes they'd be up at that early and they'd wake me up. There was a few times, usually on a Saturday morning too, because they knew it was the food pantry, but where they would wake me up and I just couldn't fall back to sleep. Yeah, it was terrible. They did that to me a couple of times at least. I thought about that on the walk today when I went out. It's possible that Sunday morning, no, Monday morning when I saw him, that he hadn't slept yet. I didn't even think of that myself. Like, yeah, because I sleep like a friggin' rock. Every night I sleep. But they I don't know if she's doing it to Cindy yet. Hopefully Cindy doesn't care because she's in a big house. Yeah, like if the woman's got a TV and stuff, who cares if she's what her hours are? It was bothering Tommy, but I think he had to kind of keep her on a schedule to get her out of bed in the morning. So it depends on Cindy's lifestyle. I don't know if she's a night owl or a day person. Yeah, being a nurse, she's probably could be either way with if she was working nights. I know for a while I think she was working nights. So she might not care. Tommy got into a thing where he decided she wasn't going to stay up all night like that anymore. Yeah, per like it was too much for him. And he would make her get up in the morning and get out of bed. What the hell is that? Is that my phone doing that? Pluto TV. I think that's a new notification they just started doing recently. Because remember, I got mad. I'm not watching Pluto TV like I'm being told what to do. I haven't checked Pluto in a while. But yeah, obviously, since the second, I haven't been like my regular self. Um, I'm enjoying, I guess, being in a house by myself, even though it's filled with other people's stuff. I know it's like I'm still like they went to South Carolina, right? Even when they did that, though, they would have never left me alone in the house this long. They didn't do it when they went to Plymouth. They were supposed to stay overnight. They didn't do it. When they went to South Carolina, they were only gone for like a day, if that. I don't even know if it was a full, it must have only been like 24 or 36 hours. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, like they couldn't stand the thought that I would be in a house here without them. Because the night that they were supposed to stay over Cindy's Plymouth rental house, I locked myself out of the house. Yeah, it just so I like never do it. And it just so happens I did it that night. As soon as I left the house, as soon as I pulled that door behind me, because they always kept the doors locked, always. Yeah, like some people probably never do that. They always go outside and lock their house from the outside, right? So that never happens. I think I was like that. Yeah, I didn't have those types of doorknobs on my at my house. You couldn't like lock it like they do these. Yeah, some people probably just have a habit where they go outside first and then use their key to lock the door. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. To never have those locks engaged like he did. He did the opposite because he wanted the doors kept locked. He didn't want to forget to lock it. So, anyways, yeah, like as soon as I stepped outside and pulled the door behind me, which is like my regular habit, I went, uh-oh, but I wasn't going to think about it until I got back. And lo and behold, when I got back and I went to check, I didn't have the friggin' key. Yep. And did I not have my phone? I don't bring my phone on my walks. That's what it was. Because I had a phone last summer. It was up in the room plugged in. Yeah, it's kind of like I didn't always bring the phone because I knew there'd be two people here when I got back from my walk. So um, I sat on the porch and went, oh my God, am I actually going to have to sleep on this porch? Because I didn't have the phone and I knew that they were supposed to spend the night. And in my mind, it was probably God telling me. In my mind, I go, I just have a feeling maybe they might come back and not spend the night because I know how sick they are. And lo and behold, a couple of hours go by, and here they come. Boom, right back to the house. And I was like, hey, what's up? I locked myself out of the house. And they're like, oh, yeah. So that had to have been June. So she was still able to get in and out of the truck and stuff in June. He just wouldn't take her anywhere. Yeah. He just, something changed when they came here. He wouldn't take her anywhere. So I don't know. Some people probably feel like he only did all that stuff to get control of her money or something. Once he had, some people change when they're not dependent on another person. That's true. Flight 7500 again. I'm definitely not watching horror films. No, not yet. I'm not going to be off of horror films. It's just alone in a house. Oh, Brothers Grimm. Alone in a house and you just saw a dead body. Yeah, no, I'm not watching horror films yet, but I will. Well, obviously, if you're going to watch horror films at nighttime when you live alone, to not get crazy now. I mean, horror films, living alone. The Outer Limits and Twilight Zones are on. Or oh, I know. I guess it looks like I'm not going to eat those chocolate bars because I can tell I'm getting tired. I don't even care about conflicting talking. None of that's gonna. It's like being at the shelter, man. No, I can sleep in quiet too, but I guess I probably prefer like a television on. That's why I use the laptop. But at the shelter, I just shut the phone off and then I just put an eye mask on. There'll be like a light way worse than that right in my head. That's why I had an eye mask. I was grateful for the bed, don't get me wrong, but someone had just switched out the light and it was a top bunk. It was like, thank God for an eye mask because they don't shut that light off till like 10:30 at night. I was going to sleep about 6:30. It's been going on for years. Yeah, I mean, I was doing that in like 2016 and 17. Ask Jen. I don't stay up late, no. Oh. Remember when Tommy said he didn't like the third floor because he couldn't stand the smell of the wood? I know you just go, what the hell? Why'd you even rent this house? I know you go, what made you rent this house then? Yeah, it's just weird because the whole house is all woodwork. The doors, like that staining. My doors were white because they're painted white because I'm not into this wood look either myself. Right, you go, why would you rent this house then if you don't like the smell of wood? It's just strange. The wood floors, wood doors, wood stairs and railing, wood casings. Maybe he just says shit he doesn't even mean when he was a living. Maybe he just said stuff when that he didn't mean. I gotta get up and shut that light off. I can't make up my mind about the stupid chocolate bars. I know it's like, really? Why should I have to make these kind of decisions? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be Jen because I could ask her if she's still at a storage unit. Can I leave my chocolate bars in your storage unit? I guess I'm supposed to be giving them away to people. Yeah, I won't throw the chocolate bars away. I'm supposed to get the chocolate bars away. That was my excuse for taking them. I was like storing chocolate bars. I eat them, but I'm supposed to eat them during Carb Week, but I'm not going to have that opportunity. Because I just had an issue with a like a bubble in my gut. That hasn't happened in. Did I have it when I came here in 2022? I don't even know if I had that. Yeah. Obviously, I was probably bloated, but I don't think I had like the bubble in my gut since like November of 2020. So it's been a while. I would say that the house must be smelling better because I can totally smell that dog now. Just before it was when the dog would fart, I would smell it. Now I really think the dog itself smells. The poor thing. I know, like, your mood can definitely be affected by people bothering you, but I haven't been abusing the dog or anything now. But I don't think he knows what I'm saying. Yeah, like, he's doing that thing with the blanket where he's trying to make himself comfortable, I guess. It's a little bit of an adjustment, obviously, because he's usually sleeping with the person, I guess. Yeah. Tommy would let him sleep with them. And Tommy obviously spent a lot of time in bed. I don't see a chair in that room. I often wondered, like, how on earth can a person spend that much time laying down and not have sciatica? But I don't know if it's because he laid down and he didn't even sit up in the bed. I don't know what was going on in that room, but when he was at that house, he would just lay on a couch. And it was like I don't know if he was sleeping or half conscious or what he was doing. And he used to make that weird, like, breathing noise. Like, I don't know what that is. I didn't know if it was caused by drugs. Barbara used to say when he's laying there like that, he's not sleeping. So I don't know if it's the medication they had him on. I think I mentioned that when I went down to that basement at the other house. I don't know if I saw what they call pins down there. Yeah, like I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something with like an orange. I don't know if they were some kind of needles or something. I don't know. I don't know if he ever used those types of drugs. But I've looked through his room and stuff, unless it's in his truck. I don't see anything like that. I don't see anything in terms of like syringes, nothing. So I think it had been a couple months since he was smoking, like, I don't know if that's Adderall or crack cocaine. So he may have tried to stop smoking in October. Probably. Probably a lot of people that die from various things. Right. They probably can, like that guy from the Beach Boys. They probably continuously. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to always try to get well. There's nothing wrong with that. You never know when God's going to take you. It doesn't, right. You may actually get well and then not die. So Yep, he did the same thing that Cindy did, but with the COVID money. I know, you just go. I do sort of feel bad for him, but like I said, over the past like 6 months or a year, like God was basically, I don't know if it's really preparing me for the guy to die. I really don't think it's that. But uh in terms of God kept reminding me the stuff that he was doing. And that basically God was controlling him through these personas. And that's why he was acting so weird. I know it's sad. You hate to even say that, but like it was at least the last 6 months to a year that like I felt like God was explaining it to me. And that's why I wasn't really, I guess, as bothered by it or like saying anything about it. So if you notice people doing that, it's because that's how God is containing them. Some of them become kind of dangerous when they lose their binder. Yeah. So he just specifically got angry and said that he didn't have time for that. And I don't know, unless it's part of they don't understand how to do things and they get mad or something because they know that their mind is going. But I was like, all you have to do is call this number. It's $3,200. And I think I said you could use it to help pay the rent or something because he was telling me he was having money troubles. And then he goes, oh, okay. And then he literally called the number himself. He 100% tried to collect my COVID money. They wouldn't disperse it to me. He told them I had behavioral problems. I know, you just go, oh my fucking God. They probably wouldn't have given it to me anyway, but I never got any of that COVID money. No, I never got the extra SNAP, except was it the last time I went out to Quincy when they did it for like 3 months? Yeah, that's it. Weird, huh? That a completely destitute woman couldn't get that COVID money that people got, or the COVID extra SNAP food units when I had an active SNAP food card. They just won't stop doing it. I don't know, man. Who do we ask? Right, you go. Who is actually going to talk to us? Where we go? We're just wondering though, like what's going on with Mary Lagore? Get it? Who would we even ask to ask that question? Because there's at least a million them days. At least there's got to be at least a million them days now when it between housing, DTA, Social Security, um, the internet jailers, outlaw in Florida, alimony. There's got to be at least a thousand. I mean, at least a million them days, right? It's 224 grams of fat. So, yeah, just like every time they shut that card off, people are going to lose weight. And they're going to lose weight pretty rapidly. It's like purposely trying to stop people. Because that's a lot of fat that a body is used to having. Byproducts of fat metabolism. Not a human sacrifice. That's right. Did I say we had to go out one more time? Because it was 7 o'clock. That's pretty. I know now you're already laying down. You're like, what? I just got myself to lay down. Now you're talking about that again. It's only 8:30. You think I'll still be awake at 9? I was contemplating opening a chocolate bar. It has nothing to do with worrying about being fat. It has to do with my liver. That's why I have a carb week. But I'm like torn because of having to throw stuff away. That those can't actually be replaced. But I guess it's probably stupid. I had wild rice. That's carbohydrates. I don't usually eat that. And it could be why I'm craving a chocolate bar now. Yeah, like if you're a diabetic, that's why that's happening. If you're still not reducing your carbohydrates, that's why you're craving more carbohydrates. It's just, there's nothing like weird about you. It's the whole nature of carbs. But yeah, if I'm dehydrated, it's probably okay because it'll make me thirsty. Yeah, that's a lot of carbs right there. I'm looking it up right now. It's way better than rice because it has like a crunchier texture to it. And it has like a flavor to it. That's probably why I'm actually contemplating the chocolate bars tonight. That's exactly why. It's just I know that's what it is now because I forgot about the wild rice. That's why that is what happens. Carbs make you want, and it always become. It's like a drug. It becomes like more and more refined carbs. It's like you're on a drug run. Yeah, first it would probably start out with dough, and then it would go to cake, and then you're on a chocolate bar. Yeah, like because, and then you're on frosting probably. You want it? You're gonna eat jars of. I just threw away like containers of frosting. I don't eat that stuff, but I would on during my carb week. I'm not gonna have a chance. Yeah, like in case you forgot, the whole nature of me living here for 2 years is I don't have any time in a kitchen. Okay. It wasn't just her this time because I explained it. But yeah, you can't spend any amount of time in a kitchen with those two people. You can't live in a house with those two people and actually spend any time like baking a cake and stuff. It's way too much time. They get antsy. I think he was starting to make an effort to not be in the kitchen when I was in it. I did notice that. Or it was just a coincidence. Like he was getting like more tired and sicker, or he was trying to not be in the kitchen when I was there. Because I was trying to not do that to him either. But he was getting in the same stuff with Barbara. And she had never been like that with him, even though she was doing it to me. I was her target. She wasn't doing it to anybody else in that house but me. And it was like obviously beginning to freak people out. But she will do it to anyone. Right. She was doing it to Tommy too. Well, she's not standing up anymore, so Cindy probably won't see her dropping her head in the kitchen sink. Yeah, it gets like weird. Just go to the kitchen sink, bow, and your head down into the sink because why are you in the kitchen right now? Yeah, I mean, to some degree, you somewhat feel bad, especially if the woman was like, didn't work. Yeah. So you're like, well, maybe like she just, that's a meeting place when you talk to people in the kitchen. Some people think it's normal if they didn't have a wicked dysfunctional upbringing. It's not normal for Barbara Kent. She didn't serve dinners or the dining room table and stuff. We never ate together as a family, so it's not normal for Barbara Kent. I don't remember ever having meetings in the kitchen and stuff, so people got confused. That's why it's even more bizarre. It's about a person being literally pissed that I was eating food. That's what it's about. Some of it is probably made worse by the fact she was losing the ability to be able to cook. But she was doing it to Tommy too. And when she had the wheelchair, it got worse for him. It bothered him more, I think, with the wheelchair. Where me, I was happy she was in the wheelchair. Yeah, because there was certain things she couldn't do anymore. It was making it harder for her to block the sink, but she'd still do it. He must have. That's got to be why the table was positioned the way it was. I don't know if he could get through there, but I can. I could get from the sink to the stove and the stove to the sink back and forth, and she couldn't block me with the wheelchair. So he might have been able to get through there too, believe it or not. That's why he did it. In case anyone was wondering, because you weren't living here, it was the table wasn't that close to the countertop before. Oh yeah, it's not your imagination if you're over there. She literally will roll that wheelchair to block you, and then she just sits there like she's not doing it when she's clearly doing that. It's like the most bizarre behaviorism. It's so weird. So that it causes a confrontation or a fight or something. Yeah. Like you will acknowledge her. You will stop there. You will ask her to please move. I think it's better to say nothing and just wait for them to move. That's what I figured out. If you say anything, they scream at you. They do it purposely to start a fight. So you're better off saying nothing and just waiting for them to move. She'll usually go, "Oh, I'm in your way." We'll see. The chances I'm not going to wake up to pee on the floor tomorrow probably pretty nil. So 2 hours, yeah, I'm going to have to start another one for nighttime. Where are you going right now? Seriously, what are you doing? I know I'm supposed to take you out, but I'm kind of like, oh, come on, please. I went into the bathroom and I was just like tired and cold, and now I don't want to do it. It's not even 9 o'clock. We were supposed to go at 9.